everybody, so my name is Teresa Woofley and this is my presentation on problems facing minority youth for the criminal justice CRJ306. So I decided to talk about two of the major issues facing minority youth in America and across the world. The first one being the mental health crisis, and the second one being the lack of mentorship and good role models within minority youth. So the first issue facing minority youth, mental health. Many children, particularly youth of color and youth living in poverty, do not receive any mental health care until they are sentenced to a correctional institution as a result of their mental illness. So that was a quote by Corbett. And another quote by Salerno is, "Stigmatizing attitudes towards mental illness and low mental health literacy have been identified as links to social adversity and barriers to seeking and adhering to treatment among adolescents suffering from mental illness." So just a brief definition of stigmatization is basically when someone looks down their nose at you because of something. So stigmatization is basically society looking down on you. So the controversy and the general social disdain around mental illness prevents people from seeking treatment because they don't want to be put into the them group. And then the lack of identification of mental illness within children, whether that be due to just general unawareness or because of fear of stigmatization. It could be either of those or other problems. So some positive youth programs that try to address this problem of mental health is the SAILI program in Europe, the Saving and Empowering Young Lives in Europe. So what they did in this study was gathered a bunch of young children and teenagers and kind of just taught them about the different types of mental health issues, ways of identifying it, ways of treating it, to try to help destigmatize attitudes around it. And Wasserman said, "The results show that the program cultivated peer understanding and support. Adolescents not only learned about mental health by participating in the awareness program, but the majority of them also greatly enjoyed the experience." So the conclusions from the study are there are recommendations for enhancing the success of mental health awareness programs. So they found that just boosting awareness, boosting peer support was greatly beneficial overall. And so back across the pond in America, there's another program that many of you have heard of called the Big Brother Big Sister program. And their mission is to create and support one-to-one mentoring relationships that ignite the power and promise of youth, their mission statement. And then the people they serve are youths aged 6 to 18, predominantly from low-income single-parent households. The funding source, they're mainly funded by donations and volunteers, and they have some pretty significant outcomes of their program. They found that 46% of the youths who participate in the Big Brother Big Sister program are less likely to have started using illegal drugs. 27% are less likely to have started using alcohol. And there are 32% fewer incidents of hitting someone in the previous 12 months, so physical violence has gone down. Fewer days of skipping school during the past year, and as well as that is the small but significant impact on grade point average, gone up just a little bit. But there was no significant impact on the likelihood of stealing or damaging property. So they're not likely to be physically violent, but stealing or damaging property is still something to be addressed within the system. And then the information of both these programs and all my research were found on science journals, medical journals, the ASU website, and the programs' websites, the .orgs, of both SEALI and Big Brother Big Sister. So some of the let's try that again. Some of the conclusions I made from this is that general awareness of mental health, what causes it, how to identify it, how to treat it, how to help children have coping skills, peer support, and then also mentorship. So support from both children and teenagers their age, and also support from adults within each child's life, are three very extremely effective ways to help prevent juvenile delinquency. If you can catch these mental health problems when the child is young, and to get them medicated and coping well, could help prevent them from lashing out. Like the quote at the beginning said, a lot of them don't receive any mental health care until they're sentenced to a correctional institution as a result of their mental illness. So if their mental illnesses are sorted out when they are younger, it's less likely for them to flare up and become criminals as adults or as juveniles. And then destigmatization of mental health through community programs and school programs would have a significant impact on helping children with mental health disorders rather than waiting for them to become a danger to society. So some of the reform recommendations I have made from this is programs like the Big Brother, Big Sister and school programs should implement a mental health awareness aspect to their program to help bring awareness, to help students and teachers and parents, anyone who could possibly be affected by mental health issues, to help bring awareness and medication if need be, therapy. So just to be able to have those resources available, to realize you're not alone, to have peer support, adult support, all those are good ways to help prevent a child from becoming a juvenile delinquent or an adult delinquent. So yeah, just the brief overview. 2 issues facing minority youth is mental health and a lack of support regarding it. Once again, I'm Teresa Wolfley. Thank you.